Guys, hey, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. I'd like to start out. I'd be remiss in not making an opening comment about the passing of Nick Skull, who's been an unbelievable servant to our athletic department. Our thoughts are with Melissa and his family in a really tough time. Nick has not only been a great soldier for this athletic program, he was a great man of character and will be sadly missed. Good day of practice. That's a smaller thing today than what just happened this morning. But practice one, to have this opportunity for our football team, one is exciting. You can see the passion and the energy out there by our guys, but we know that we only get 25 of these, and we have to make the most of each and every one. It was great to get a lot of reps for a lot of guys out there. In this new college football world, I remember the first year, being about 130 guys, and now you're all the way dwindled down because of the new rosters. So we're going to have to play a lot of guys this year, and that means getting a lot of reps, and that's why you saw a lot of two-spot opportunities out there with a bunch of guys getting reps. Guys put great energy in it. I thought they played fast, they played together, and they got a chip on their shoulder. I've seen that from the offseason all the way till this first practice. They know they're close to where they want to be, which is a championship, and you got a lot of guys that are third, fourth, fifth-year guys with a lot of returning coaches also in your coordinators. So there's this sense of urgency about us right now that I really like. So appreciate y'all being here. With that, I'll take any questions that you have.
Coach, you mentioned about the chip on your shoulder.
Mm.
Does that come from the bowl losses? Does that come from being so close
Mm-hmm.
to making it to the Sun Belt Championship? Where is that? Where is that coming from?
Yeah, Josh, that's a great question. I mentioned in media days that when you have a group of men that have been together for so long, I look out here, third, fourth, fifth-year guys. This has been a 3-year project for us, and you look and you all of a sudden you go 6-2 in conference, and we know not only were we got one game, we're probably one play away from playing in that championship game. We knew we had to go 4-0 in November while Marshall was making their run. We went 3-1. We let a game slip, and I think that sense of urgency that these guys have of not letting themselves get comfortable hopefully will pay off this season for us. But it's a culmination of everything, Josh. I really feel like there's a hunger with this football team and hunger with this staff. I've seen it all off season, and when you have a hungry team, usually they play better in my experience.
What individual things are you seeing from them to show that urgency?
Yeah, they're really leading themselves, to be honest with you. In year one, it was myself, it was coaches that were pushing them, but now you see them pushing themselves. They're calling themselves out when something's not there, or there's not, we don't live up to a standard on a play. They immediately address it rather than going in. They're having conversations. That's a great thing to see as a head coach, is to be able to see that leadership across the board, and it's coming from several guys. A lot of times it's the quarterback or it's maybe a linebacker. You're seeing it from a bunch of guys out here at different positions. It was great to see Pishon Wembley out here, 4-year starter for us out here leading a football team. It was great to see the two new linebackers, absolutely run the entire defense today and really lead them. And so it's coming from a multitude of areas. It's not just the quarterback, which is nice.
You kind of touched on it right there at the end. We missed one of those big leaders from last year that we talked to a lot. But you said there's two new linebackers that showed up. How have you kind of seen them come to Statesboro and take on the culture and identity that you want for that defense?
Yeah, you can tell they've both been captains of their football team. Brandon Harrington being a captain at App State, bringing so much production, as well as Brandon Tyson coming from Elon, being an All-American, being a captain. You could see that leadership qualities that they have. They live to a high standard. You put a bunch of good young linebackers, and including Davon Hicks, who returns for his second year here and produced a bunch for us. That's a good room. It was a room that maybe I was a little nervous about when you lose a Mar and you lose a Davon and you lose a Reed Deadman. That was a lot of production. But you look at Brandon, the two killer bees, in Brandon and Brandon, they're really doing a nice job.
Have you seen an early stage of maybe the stress that you guys had this offseason when it came to limiting turnovers like that offensively?
Yeah, we actually addressed it today. It was the opening of the team meeting today, so I appreciate you say that. We worked really hard last year, and you go through the regular season, and you finally end up on the plus side of turnovers. It was our first year here. And then we have the bowl game, and we lose a close battle with Sam Houston because of those turnovers in that game. It was just a great reminder. When you look back at our losses in the regular season, they came because of turnovers. And so it's been a huge effort for us to get on the plus side. Now we've got to go from good to great. great. Better and good doesn't mean that's your standard. We've got to be able to get to where you're plus 10, on the season. You'll end up in the top 25 easy with that number.
Coach, I mentioned at the media days about the question marks going into the season. You had mentioned, one of them was filling the shoes of Mark. You feel like that's kind of been addressed. There's never really been a question about kicking here at Georgia Southern over the last 8 years or so. That seems to be a big question mark going into the season. Can you address where you are at the kicking position? Because I know that's not usually we talk about, but that seems like it could be an urgent matter.
Yeah, definitely. You look at our specialist right now, and you return, thank goodness, Alex Smith, who's in my opinion, not only the best punter in our league, but one of the best punters in the nation. But we have a newcomers that'll be coming in to be able to field goal kick for us. And I feel a lot like the last 2 years, before anybody knew Michael Lance and anybody knew Gavin Andrews, and then the job that they did. We have a lot of work. We've put in a lot of work over the summer. We'll be in a competition all the way through fall camp, and whoever's kicking the best come that game one will be in there. You've got 3 candidates right now, and we'll see where that goes to, Josh.
Who are the 3 candidates?
Yeah, you got Donald that's here, TJ that's here, and Evan that's here. Evan coming from UTEP last year. Donald obviously being an international product that's coming in, and TJ that's been with us for a year. That's really progressed, and so we'll get those opportunities to get them in, get them engaged, put some live bullets around them, see how they react, and put them in some scrimmage situations where there's a lot on the line, and see who doesn't have performance anxiety.
Has Dono kicked ever in a football game?
Well, no, he is. I remember when Alex Smith hadn't done that either. But you could see a wealth of talent, and you get that a lot from international products. He has an immense talent level. Dealing with a little bit of a quad right now that we're hoping to, get settled in and get going. But has immense talent. You can see it. With his first day here when he was kicking, you could see the ball just explode off his legs. So a healthy Donald, I think, is going to be a good thing. I look forward to getting him healthy.
What about O.J. Arnold and David Bedinga kind of leading that running back room? How have you kind of seen them progress?
Yeah, what a great opportunity. OJ being a guy that's played all 3 years he's been here, going into his senior year now, really carrying that load. And then you got guys like David, Terrence Gibbs, who had an amazing spring, Jamarian Samuel, who's doing a really nice job, a couple of young backs in Bryce and Teo and Jay Sean. That room is really deep, and it's really solid right now. I'm expecting huge things from OJ. It's hard to replace a Jalen White and what he did for us. I mean, my last memory is handing him the ball 8 times in a row versus App State and him carrying that load to win that game. Now that next guy's got to step up, and I know OJ and that crew's fired up for it.
Last season, you guys were picked to finish 4th in the East. You go 6-2, finish second, and now you're predicted to be second this season. What's it like to kind of be out here with the ball raised?
Yeah, we love standards. We love expectations. I mean, I look outside my window every day, and there's 6 national championship flags. So, this is a place that we understand the expectations and the standards. We welcome it. I mean, it's why we all came here. That pressure is a privilege, to be honest with you. I know that's been said a lot in sports, but it is a privilege. It's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to honor this community, and this university has so much tradition of excellence. And it really doesn't matter where they pick you in the beginning. It's how you finish it, and we had a chance to finish last year and came up just short, and I think that's where you see that chip on our shoulder and that hunger this year to get the job done. Got a tough road, got some tough road games in this conference, but I know these guys are up to the challenge.
Coach, it seemed like turnovers taking the second snap for quarterbacks.
Say that one.
Turnovers kind of seemed like he was the second quarterback to come in. Is there a depth chart yet? Is he the 2?
No, coming into, if we had to play today, he would be the 2, but obviously you see all the quarterbacks getting reps right now. I think between not only spring and summer, what we've seen right now is his knowledge of the system, having been in it at Western Kentucky, his ability to direct things and get us in and out of plays. His knowledge has been there, and his anticipation. So right now, if we were to play today, yeah, he'd be the number 2, but he's got Tyler right there on top of him, and that's why you see them switching in and out with the 2s and 3s, and you see a Weston Bryant Ryan and you see a Charlie Johnson, who we've got to grow up really fast, So you've got one with JC, you got the 2 and 3 that are really battling together, and then you got some young guys that we got to push forward. So we got a big job ahead of us over 25 practices.
Is it fun or a little tricky to be?
Oh, I'm having the time of my life. I love coaching his ass off. His mama doesn't get happy with me when I dog cuss him, but it'll be okay.
How many guys does it take to tackle Weston?
A lot. We'll see in live scrimmages. I'll probably make him live some in some QB run situations. I want to see if he can help us this year and contribute in some short yardage goal line opportunities. So, man's 250 something pounds today, maybe 260 by the time we get it. But he's a grown man that has a lot of ability.